Hi guys, it's Ben here again. I am here today to talk about another daily ritual that has the power to change your life. And this daily ritual is living in the present moment. Now this is probably something that you've heard about. There's lots of books that people have written on living in the present moment, living in the now, the here and now, and all those different topics. So it's not a new thing by any means, but it is, however, extremely important and very powerful when we actually put it into practice in our life. And one of the things that I think we all struggle with is we all have situations and moments in our life where we get completely overwhelmed by our internal chatter, our mind patterns, our conditioned habits, our past experiences that are running our current situations, and we can get to a point where we live our entire life in our head and we are completely caught up in this cycle, this vicious cycle of mental patterns that have no real purpose or meaning. They're just a whole lot of brain noise, I guess you could call it. And I like to think of our mind as a great tool, but your mind is a great servant, but it's a terrible master. That's the old parable they talk about. Your mind is a great servant, but it's a terrible master. So we have to be able to somehow disidentify at some point from all of the brain noise and the unnecessary mental, emotional garbage that goes on that doesn't have any real relevance to what is going on. Now, there are a lot of times when something comes up and then you can address it as it comes up. But a lot of times what that turns into is, let's say something comes up. You have an incident at work and your boss says something to you that offends you. And then you go home, and the whole time, on the whole way home, you're thinking about, I can't believe what he said to me. He's such an a-hole. I hate him. Why did he say that to me? How could he say that to me? And then we're sitting there eating dinner, and we're thinking, oh man, I hate my boss. I hate my boss. Why did he do that to me? Why did he say that to me? How am I going to sort this out? And then we finish our dinner, and then we're asleep. We wake up in the middle of the night, and we're still thinking about what happened, what our boss said to us that was maybe 5 or 6 hours ago now. And the next day we wake up in the morning, and as we're going into work, we're thinking about it again, and we've done all this thinking and all this, rerunning the situation over and over and over again, but we haven't really come to any conclusion about it. So it's been a whole lot of unnecessary background noise. Our mind has been completely in the past, because when we're not in the present, we are either in the past or in the future. That's the only other two places that really exist other than the present, in our mind at least. So we run through this mental scenario over and over, and sometimes we get into negative thought cycles where we beat ourselves up and we get depressed, or we get angry at someone else and we're downloading our anger on them about what happened. We're blaming. Whatever pattern it is, whether it's blaming someone else, blaming ourselves, feeling disappointed, feeling angry, feeling fearful, whatever that pattern is, how much of that is truly necessary for us to get by in life? I think you'll find, if you honestly answer that question truthfully, that there's only a very small percentage of it that's really relevant to handling the situation that has come up. And this is where, to truly be able to be in the present moment, we have to look at what gets in the way of us being present here and now. So as something comes up, we have to have a way of being able to prioritize its importance, and in a way, the way that I like to do it is this something that I need to deal with right now? And if it is, then I will set aside the time to deal with it, to process it. If I think that it can wait and it's not going to affect me on an emotional level till I get home in the afternoon, I've got some spare time, then I'll say, okay, I'm going to let go of it now, and I'm going to make time to work to process this, to do what I need to do to come to some sort of resolution or to dissolve whatever's going on at such and such a time when I get home. So then I'll make the time when I get home and I'll do that. And in the meantime, I will let go of that. And I will bring myself back into being present with what I'm doing now. And this is such an important thing. We have to be able to make that decision in the moment as to whether this is really a priority to deal with now. And we have to make the decision to either let go of it or to work through it if we have the opportunity to do it there. Now, working through it does not mean, and I make a big strong point here of saying it does not mean brooding over it, blaming, pointing the finger. It's about taking responsibility for our role in that and to try and come up with some sort of an understanding that allows us to let it go, to put it to rest, to allow it to be as it is, or knowing what action to take that we need to take in that situation. What action do we need to take so that we can let go of that? It might be speaking up. If it was a boss that was talking to you and he offended you and he crossed a boundary, whatever way he did that, you might go in and prepare yourself a difficult conversation or a way of speaking to him and confronting him about what he said, how it made you feel, and why that's not okay for you. And then you would do that and take that action, and then that would allow you to then let go of that. And so again, if we hang on to something unnecessarily, we're robbing ourselves of the most powerful and the most valuable thing that we have in our life, and that is this moment, being present here and now. And this is really important. You know, we have to, like I said, we have to be able to make that decision to say, do I deal with it now? Do I deal with it later? We have to be able to then set aside the time to do that so we can move on. We can process it. And it doesn't always mean that something has to be changed. It can sometimes mean that we just have to change the way we're looking at that situation so that we can let go of it, so that we can, you know, move on in our life and surrender to it. Sometimes you can't change something. If you can't change it, then you've got to surrender. You've got to let go until you have a situation or circumstances are different and you are able to change what's going on. So, again, to practice being present means that we're fully engaged in what we're doing in the here and now. And so that means that if we're eating dinner, can we really truly be there eating dinner? Can we let go of the mental noise and can we completely embrace just eating our food? Noticing which food we're eating, how much that's going into our mouth, that how does it taste? Does it taste good? Does it taste bad? Or what are the flavors like? Are we truly present with our eating? And then even if we're walking up the stairs to work, are we truly paying attention to walking up the stairs? Are we aware of our surroundings? Are we paying attention and going, wow, what a lovely day, or oh, it's raining and I love rain, or whatever. You don't have to love it, but just being aware and conscious and present with where you are, with the surroundings. Being conscious and present in your body and just being aware of your body, your breathing, your energy. Again, it's another powerful practice, just to bring your awareness back into that and to take it away from just unnecessary thinking and mind chatter, brain noise. Ground yourself back in the present moment. Another thing that you can do is just making the habit of every so often, as frequently as you can, to have like a little light bulb come on that goes, hey, am I present now? And just observing in and of itself is so powerful because we're observing what's happening. And if we do that on a regular basis, the habit of doing that builds into this amazing foundation for us to become much more present and aware in our lives. So again, these are just some little things that you can do in your day-to-day life that would really make a huge difference if you fully engage in them and practice them. So I hope that helps you. go off and practice and be present, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.